Welcome back to Cryptos R Us. I am George. We're all George. So, welcome to another market open stream. The market is about to open mixed. So, let's talk about what to expect this week and what to expect for Bitcoin, especially as we get closer to the halving event. Welcome, guys. The market bell has just rung. So you can see, yeah, it's kind of mixed right now. Kind of mixed. Are we going to turn green? I mean, on Friday, we had a huge rally. Today, like non-movement, I guess people, or Wall Street, I should say, is wondering what to do. Should we rally? Should we not? Should we buy? Should we not buy, right? We don't know, but we do know the debt ceiling crisis is averted, so we're moving past that. The next crisis is coming up in about a week or so, and that is, well, are we going to get another rate hike? Right now, it seems like no. No, we are not. 76% said or are predicting. I don't know actually how many people make these predictions, if this is a aggregate of a lot of predictions, but this has been pretty good so far. All the times I've been looking at this is pretty accurate. 76% chance we're going to get a pause. A pause. But are we going to get one afterwards? Well, see, here's the thing. You could go beyond just next month, right? So the one after that in July, there's a 54% chance that we will get another rate hike. And then not only that, you can see a 13-point, well, you guys can't see, but there's actually a 13-point chance that not only do we get another rate hike, but we get a 50 basis point hike instead of 25 basis. Let's hope that does not happen, right? So right now, it does seem like June, we will get a pause, but July, we may get hot again. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. If the economic numbers are still showing a decline or at least not an increase, and inflation does not suddenly turn around, so CPI and PPI both start, or shouldn't start, I shouldn't say, not start, but continues its downward trend, then there's no reason why the Fed should need to raise rates again, right? We should just have a pause, and that's it, and wait for the cut. That's the best case scenario, right? Now, my yesterday's video, while I was driving, I was saying I don't predict anything to derail, from a macro perspective, to derail the markets. The only thing, well, I cut this out because the video is getting too long, but the only thing that could is if we see something horrible happen, right? Something horrible happens. More war breaks out or increase in inflation. Let's say inflation suddenly turns around because now the U.S. is printing more money. Say the CPI number and inflation all of a sudden does a reversal and starts heading up in a big way. Outside of those two things, I just don't see anything that's stopping us from a macro perspective right now. It's clearing up. We're not in an optimal situation, but we're not in the worst situation either. We have more economic data this week, of course. No Fed speaking. That's terrific. It seems like we got all these Feds giving conflicting opinions, and we don't need any of them. We just need one opinion, and that is from Powell. But we have a few more economic data. The only one that's really, I would say the only thing that's really that would affect the market would be jobless claims on Thursday. Factory orders, I don't know. I don't think that's going to do much. But moving on. What about Bitcoin? Well, even JP Morgan, we're not fans of JP Morgan or any banks, right? But they say, well, Bitcoin's retail demand is going to remain strong ahead of the halving event. Well, it doesn't take a bank to say that for us to know that. We already knew that. We knew it way before the banks. Okay, but even JP Morgan saying, well, when the halving event comes, the Bitcoin production cost, this is interesting, and not a whole lot of people talk about it because it takes miners approximately 20,000 to create a Bitcoin right now. So they're still very profitable. But after the halving event, because the supply gets cut in half, so basically the number of Bitcoins the miners get cut in half, that means their production cost basically doubles to 40,000. Okay, so that means as we head towards the halving event, the price should catch up and exceed 40,000, right? That just makes sense. And every halving event, we see Bitcoin rise up to a certain percentage of the previous peak and then move forward, right? But that's from a miner's perspective. From a retail perspective, just looking at history, looking at the past 4-year cycles, this is how it's always been. And I don't expect any different this time around because, like I said, again, macro conditions are improving. 2024 will probably be the year when the Fed starts cutting rates, if you think about it. So we're going to pivot and see rates come down, which, again, is optimal for markets. Then you have the halving event, and who knows what else is going to happen. We still have trillions of dollars on the sidelines. We have now China entering crypto. There's a lot of really good stuff happening. And in case you're wondering, we're about 77%. 77%. So we're about 23% away from the halving event, right? And you can see we're at that exact moment. Well, 2 cycles ago, 77%, we started our upward trend already, right? Just slightly, but not too much. Now, if you look at the last one, we would have gone sideways had that COVID crash not happened yet, right? But we're like kind of in that moment where, yeah, we could trend up slightly or just kind of go sideways. But then look at what happens when the halving cycle happens, right? It's clear. It's almost immediate after the halving cycle, we start our upward trend. So, is it going to happen this time around? Probably. And this is what going back to what JP Morgan said and going back to this certain level, that level is that 61.8% Fibonacci level. So that would bring Bitcoin up to about 48,000. And again, this makes sense because if it's going to cost the miners $40,000 to produce each Bitcoin, well, it makes sense that Bitcoin's price is a little bit above that, right? Because miners want to be profitable. If the cost was 40,000 and Bitcoin's still at 27,000, well, then there's a problem, right? But the economics of it, I mean, Bitcoin always trails the hash rate, which essentially means Bitcoin's price trails the difficulty, but it always catches up and surpasses every single time. So it's looking more and more like we'll probably be right around 48, 50,000 by the halving event. So in the meantime, we will slowly trend upwards toward that level. Now, some people think we will hit that level first and then come back down much sooner than that. Okay, some people are thinking even in July we may hit $48,000 and then come down. That, if that happens, it'll be very similar to what happened in 2019 when we peaked out and then came back down, right? That could still happen, but at a grander scale, it's pretty obvious what happens, right? I mean, it's clear as day. So that 48,000 seems like a likely target for either this summer or the halving event, which is coming up not too long, less than a year. Here's another one that's predicting Bitcoin to be at $54,000, okay? 54,000 before the halving event and before we move on. So history is on our side. So even though Bitcoin right now is a little stagnant, you could say it's weak, it's boring, right? This is okay. It happens every single cycle there are moments during recovery as we lead into the next halving event. There are moments where it's like this. But just keep in mind, keep in the back of your head, 27,000 Bitcoin is not 15,000 Bitcoin. It's not 4,000 Bitcoin. It's not 3,000 or 100 Bitcoin. Okay? We're in much better shape than before, so you can't compare how bad it is now versus before because it doesn't compare. We are magnitudes higher than before, right? And it'll be the same thing. Our high will be magnitudes higher than the previous high. Here's also something interesting. 4.6% of circulating supply of all Bitcoin purchased right around this point, around 27,000. That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. So if that's the case, right, and you look at all the other price points, I mean, that's the case. I mean, vast majority of people are even at even or in the green if you think about it, right? I mean, this is not the medium price. This is just a large, you know, this is like almost 5% is at this point. But that means a vast majority of people bought in lower or around this price, right? Or close to this price, I should say. So they're pretty much like even or maybe a little bit in the red or green. But then also, if you look at 4% was purchased at 16.5, well, those people are definitely in the red, right? So if you think about it, there's actually a lot. If you look at everything below this 27,000 mark, right? There's a lot of people that have bought at low prices, and they are now in the green, right? That's what you're supposed to do. DCA, 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 DCA. But outside of Bitcoin, what else? Van Eyck, which is one of the largest fund managers out there, predicts Ethereum will reach almost $12,000 by 2030. This is 7 years. This is 2030. This is not 2025. I think this is way too conservative. I would say Ethereum could hit 12,000 by 2025. I honestly think that can happen. If Bitcoin is going to shatter 150, 200,000, seeing how the Ethereum is already around 2,000, to go up 6x from here, no problem. By the end of 2025, peak 2025, I could certainly see this happen. It's still the biggest protocol, the biggest smart contracts protocol in the game. TVL is so much bigger than everything else. Everything is EVM based. Almost everything is ERC based, right? They are not going away. And Ethereum supply keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. Hasn't been this low on exchanges since 2016, going all the way back to the very beginning. And that's because people are now taking their ETH off the exchanges and doing something with it. For example, powering their own validator. There are 90,000 validators waiting in line, and you need 32 ETH to create a validator. That, if you just do the math right there, that's a lot of ETH just sitting, waiting to become a validator. But not only that, staking is increasing by leaps and bounds. The number of ETH being staked, skyrocketing. Number of ETH being staked in liquid providers like Lido, skyrocketing, right? ETH is becoming very, very deflationary at this point. And that's awesome. Awesome. So it's not just Bitcoin, Ethereum too. You can't be ignoring Ethereum, even though it doesn't have a halving event like Bitcoin. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening right now. Very positive for Ethereum. And then a few other news. What else? Atomic Wallet got hacked, or not really. This is all due to a lot of phishing scams that's happening on Twitter now, not over email. A lot of people get hacked because they click on a link they're not supposed to via email. But unfortunately, that's what's happening now on Twitter. There's a lot of impersonators, okay, that gets this yellow check mark, this verification, and makes people think that they are legit. The yellow check mark is actually for like advertisers. I've heard if you pay like $10,000 in ads or something like that, you get a yellow check mark. So a lot of scammers are getting one, making people think they are legit, right? And they're asking people to either connect or click on a link or send them ETH. And people are getting wrecked right now. I saw one. There's this guy that not very well known, but there's this other guy called Jared from Subway. He runs this MEV bot, right? And he said he's going to come out with his own token. And he told people to send ETH to him, just like Ben.ETH and others, right? This is the new trend. And I saw someone else create impersonate his account, made it look in exactly the same way. He collected $500,000 worth of ETH and then just canceled the account. I just saw that happen on the weekend. And it looks like for Atomic Wallets, a lot of people also assumed that this impersonated account was legit. And a lot of people lost a lot of money by clicking into them, right? So you got to watch out with this new trend of Twitter impersonators. They fish, basically, and if you click on the wrong link or you attach your wallet, you know, as soon as you click on a link, it asks you to verify the transaction and approve the transaction. Like, you don't know what you're approving. So don't do it. Be careful, okay? Verify. So, unfortunately, that is happening right now. What else is happening? Do Kwon is out on bail once again in Montenegro. I thought he was extradited, but apparently not. They're still like looking at verifying his passport or something. I don't know what's going on with Do Kwon. So he's still in Montenegro. He's on bail. He's being watched, but still has not gone back to South Korea or anywhere else. And then lastly, it looks like CZ may be retiring soon. So there's someone else called Richard Tang that may be the new boss of Binance. He's taking on more role overseeing Binance's regional markets outside of U.S. And who knows? He's likely to be successor. That's what people are thinking. But when is CZ really going to step down? Or maybe he just wants to become a chairman, right? He doesn't want to worry about the day-to-day. It seems like he's not involved with the day-to-day anyways. He's just on Twitter all day long, tweeting like every hour. That seems to be a job these days. If you notice, a lot of people, I guess they're so addicted to getting the attention or growing their reach on Twitter, they have to tweet like every hour on the dot. I'm like, dude, what are these guys doing? Or they're scheduling it. They're just scheduling. I don't know if you could schedule tweets. Maybe I should do that. I've been trying to grow my Twitter a lot, so been doing a lot of random posts here and there. And it's been working, but some of these other guys, they like live on Twitter, like CZ. I don't know how they do it. But anyways, we may get a new boss, and I don't know anything about him, so I don't know if this is a good move or a bad move or what. There you go. All right. Overall today, crypto's down slightly. Really no reason for it. I mean, right now it's just like a lot of non-movement, right? We get a good day, we get a bad day, good day, bad day. Like, there's really non-movement. Like I said, it could get boring before the halving event. It could get boring altogether, but we will get through it. We always do. All right, let's do some Q&A. When I say Jared from Subway, I don't actually mean the Jared from the Subway ads. It's just someone that called themselves Jared from Subway. Unless it is Jared. No one knows. I don't know. All right. Scrolling down, down. Let's see. Brent just finished my video. Hopefully you enjoyed that. That was fun. I did a last minute, spur of the moment kind of thing, and it worked out. Let's see. Jack Daniels, I just covered that news, although I don't know if that's really that big of a news. And we don't know when CZ's really go step down. Who knows if he's ever go step down. This is just like a, I don't know what to say it. I mean, successors could take years. Do you think Cardano and Cosmos are ETH's biggest competitors? I would say, to be honest, Cosmos. And here's the funny thing. Not Cosmos itself, because Cosmos is a layer 0. It took me a long time to understand that. Layer 0, it's just providing services for other L1s. But there are a ton of L1s coming out of Cosmos. Okay, and they're all seen as Ethereum competitors because they are their own chains. They have their own coins. They have their own consensus, their rewards mechanism. They have everything, right? They are all Ethereum competitors. And there are a few that you guys know of already, like Injective Protocol, right? Kava, even Terra Luna, Binance Smart Chain. Binance Smart Chain was built using Cosmos SDK. It is a L1, right? They all came out of Cosmos. Unfortunately, it's not helping Cosmos all that much. But yeah, I would say the biggest competition right now is definitely Cosmos. Now, Cardano one day can, right? Cardano got a huge boost from Snec, a meme coin, right? But they need a lot more of it. They need a lot more volume. They need volume drivers. And right now, there's not a whole lot. A trucker who loves his channel. Keep trucking 2006. I appreciate that. Why do stocks do better than crypto right now? I mean, you know, Wall Street still likes stocks more. Today, not so good, though. Today's down. Riot's down. Nvidia's down. Tesla's up. Man, Tesla's crazy. Almost 220. Man, Tesla all of a sudden really bad, and now it's starting to gain strength. But still, market cap is only 700 billion. Not back to its 1 trillion. Apple. Yeah, something else I said yesterday while I was driving is when you see tech sector go up, traditionally that's really good because Bitcoin is seen as a risk-on asset. And if all these other risk-on assets are going up, that is going to lead to more money coming into crypto. So it's got to be patient about it. Joel Almas, my friend who was a maxi bought his first $50 worth of ETH after seeing a chart showing deflation. Glad to say he's broadening his horizons. Is this something you're seeing from others? Not really. I don't talk to a lot of maxis, to be honest, so I don't know if they have. I secretly think a lot of people that say they're a maxi are pretending to be a maxi because that's how they built their kind of like fame being a maxi. So, and I honestly don't think they're maxis at all. I think they hold a lot of other crypto. Because again, if you understand Bitcoin and you understand everything else, I mean, they don't compete. That's what I've been saying. Ethereum and Bitcoin do not compete. No matter how people argue, they don't compete. They're not the same. Bitcoin and Litecoin competes. Okay, yeah, they do compete, and it's no contest. Bitcoin all the way, but Bitcoin and Ethereum does not compete. Does BNB compete with Ethereum? Yes. Does XRP compete with Ethereum? Yes. Does Ethereum compete with Tether? No. Does USDC compete with Tether? Yes. There are certain categories, okay? You can't make an argument that everything competes with everything because it doesn't make sense. Peter, I don't know. The DFK community, I had to like rile them up, I think, to post on my Twitter. When I first posted it, it was dead, completely dead. But I'm glad to see the community, showed up finally. I was actually talking to Dreamer and Fiscally Fox. I'm like, what's going on? There's no enthusiasm, right? And I know there are big things being worked on, but there's a perception problem right now. A lot of people left. But yeah, I gave them, I had a talk with them last week. I gave them some really good ideas. Hopefully they paid attention. Maybe I can help, I told them that, yeah, I could help. But, we'll see. Will Cosmos price action ever reach above 50? I like to think so. Where's Cosmos at? 5x? Yeah. No problem. In the next bull run, 5x will happen for Cosmos. All these big caps, 5x is no problem. Even Ethereum will see a 5x. Stablecoins do definitely compete with stablecoins. Don't kid yourself. There's a big battle going between USDC and USDT and everything else out there. They compete with the US dollar, I agree with that, but they definitely compete with each other. I mean, there's billions of profits at stake. Tether made 1.5 billion in Q1 profits from just exchanging. I mean, yeah. That's a large amount. Valuations are so high for all to agree. Yes, it's always been the case. Okay, you can't value crypto projects the same way you do with public traded companies. You just can't. You just can't. Okay, for a company to be at like 1 billion in the real world is crazy, like absolutely crazy. So, I see a lot of people say, oh, Render got a Apple partnership, right? Like a company like Render would be worth less than 100 million in real life. And the only reason why they're worth $1 billion or close to $1 billion is because they are in crypto. And crypto evaluations are crazy, okay? Nowhere close, probably like 10x higher than the real world, if not more. So, yeah. But, that's just how it is. And that's why it's so fun, because you can see these crazy valuations. Do you think Doge will hit $1 by 2025? No. No, I don't think so. That's like 100. That's more than 100x. It's not going to happen. It's already at 10 billion. Then you're talking about it going to 1 trillion by 2025. No, it's not going to happen. Do you think at some point we'll see a bull run, even an ongoing rate hike environment? Maybe not this cycle, a future one. Yeah. Bitcoin will, once it gets to a certain point, once the market of Bitcoin and everything else gets to a certain point, right, it will start decoupling, truly decouple. Now that I'm saying that out loud, Bitcoin, I think, will truly decouple because it's a store of value. But will others decouple away from, say, risk on assets, and will they be bulletproof towards rate hikes? Probably not. Probably not. Because they're the future Google, Microsoft, Apples of the world, so they will be affected. But Bitcoin, on the other hand, I think eventually it'll decouple. Man, I got a lot of. Sorry if you guys are hearing a lot of those Telegram dings. Nick, what do you think about transactional economics at HBAR and price potential? I don't know the transaction economics at HBAR, to be honest, so I can't talk about it. This price potential is the same as all the other ones near it. I would say most of the big and mid caps can do a FID 5 to 10x. I was gonna say 50. That's too much. That's like small caps. 5 to 10x is reasonable. All of them will. And you know, it may seem like, what do you mean all of them, right? In a bull market, people just speculate on everything. Everything. Like even the projects have no potential at all, and they're total rug pulls. They go up. Okay, so in the bull market, I think most of these will go up, but some will go up faster than others. So I think HBAR is right in there. It's a L1, like many others that are competing in this space. They will shoot up. But I will say I like HBAR a little bit better now than before because they made some big changes. They are open source now. They added smart contracts, tokenization, concentrating on a lot of the consumer stuff, and they have a huge console with some well-known players in that console. So I do like them a lot more now than before, but I haven't been paying that close of attention to them. I don't hear any headline news about HBAR. I should look. I will start looking more into them. Chris Videography, I appreciate that. That was part of the reason. So, congrats and keep on going. What would you choose, ADA or XRP? Short term, I gotta say XRP. Short term, look at it. XRP just keeps going up and up and up. Even though everything has gone down, XRP just last week was like 50 cents. Now it's 53 cents, right? I mean, short term, if XRP wins that lawsuit, Ripple wins that lawsuit, XRP will explode. I mean, they will. XRP guys, man, they're the strongest. They have the most diamonds on their hands. They've been waiting since 2018 for a new high, right? So XRP is getting actually really strong because of it. Long term, when I say long term, 5-10 years, can they do better to Cardano? I don't know. I think they both have potential. They both could do very well 5 to 10 years. But short term, definitely XRP has the advantage. Do you see another M pattern for next bull run? Robert, I don't know. No one saw that. A lot of people thought that 64,000 for Bitcoin was top, and then it went and formed a new top. So a lot of people got faked out by it. So I don't know if the next top we're going to see another M like before, because that was like wild, and we really haven't seen something like that before. You know, this shape right here. I mean, we really haven't seen that. It's usually just one top. You know, and we would have had another one. We would have had this one go up even further to like around here had Powell not declared that he was going to start raising rates, right? We would have seen this go even higher. So I don't know. I don't know. This was goofy right here. This is really goofy. President O'Neill, I thought you didn't like XRP. I still don't. But you can't ignore the fact that if they win that lawsuit, it will skyrocket. There's no doubt about it. But long-term perspective, still not a fan. But short-term, I think it's very likely that they're going to win that lawsuit. And it'll be good for everyone. Not only for XRP, but for the entire crypto industry. All right, guys, let's conclude today. Kind of a mixed day. People don't know what to do. You see a mix, some green, some red. Crypto, same thing. Mostly red, but some greens, right? But you got to be patient. Stay strong. Stay focused. We are getting closer and closer to having an event, and we just started summer. There are greater days coming. So, stay strong. I will see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.